And?
So when she gonna be here?
Oh, okay, but she had it like 5 days ago.
That's what I said.
I'm
I was
confused.
Like, she said, "Did you guys not get my message?" I was like, "I didn't get a message." She's like, "I sent you guys a message."
That's
saying
okay.
I got you guys.
That's okay. I'll just talk to her later on. All right, so we are live on the live stream. Can you call Austin? He was gonna call in real quick. Then Chavez is with me, and then we got to roll because we have a lot of stuff to chat about. A lot of it has to do with like the current state of the office and stuff. We'll do some drill, not a lot. I'm not going to go over the next section of the interview. You guys will just learn it, and then next week, well, you can just keep it. No, just call him on the phone. Don't FaceTime him because he's driving. Yeah, and that's dangerous. I would never do that.
Okay, yeah. Because I'm never in the car with you.
Joe, move there, or Zach, move there. One of the two. But this is just very weird setup here. You're making me look in all different kinds of directions right now. Very.
Is this your direction, or is that?
Well, when I'm in this room, it's wherever the TV is. So if the TV's on my left, I don't look at these people. If the TV's on my right, I don't look at these people. It just depends where the TV is. Okay. And then Chavez, I'm FaceTiming him. Oh, he got me. All right. On my computer. Come on. Fancy, I know. I open it on my computer. Because I'm a boss-ass bitch. Hey! Whoa, facial hair. All right, cool. So we got the gang all here. We got Austin. We have Joe, Chavez, Zyla, and Zach. And then we've got John Austin, Stacy on Cyberland, as well as those over in Austin. We have Zach in St. Louis. Cameron, I have no idea where your school is, but you are somewhere in the world. So that's cool. Anyway, guys, so welcome. GCLA session numero 3. So today's meeting is going to be a different pace. So I know I posted the agenda earlier. However, we're going to kind of flip-flop a couple things based on some stuff that I was looking at. I wanted to break down the office with you guys so we can make sure that we have a powerful stop that. So we have a powerful week this week. So I'm really excited for what we're building. As I was looking at reports this week, it was really cool to see that we doubled our new business from 4,300 last week. This week we shipped off 8,200 in new business, which is pretty exciting, which puts us on pace to be at 15, 16 grand this week, and then staying on those strings 15 to 20K weeks until the end of the year. We have a team. Now we have like people besides the staff, which is cool. We've added on some really good kids that I'm excited about. I haven't met this week's class just yet, but apparently we had a guy, Michael, that dropped 700. Philo dropped like 4 something. Another one, a Peeler. So I guess that's pretty cool too. But I'm really excited about like Alec and Angelina, Zia, Katie. Those are all people that I see as future assistant managers. And yeah, I mean, I know they're kind of wacky and crazy. However, I'm really excited about them. So I just wanted to go over what the next few weeks are going to look like. But just so you guys know, in Cutco, it always takes 3 weeks to build a team, build an office, build a good sales culture. So I know right now it's kind of like the tiresome time of Cutco. It's like the building. Okay, we don't have a team. Okay, we got to get the team. Okay, they all suck. We have to get them good at shit. We have to keep drilling them on the 8 and the 9 and the 16 and the stuff that we taught them last week. They're not doing it, you know? So it's kind of like that struggle right now, and a lot of us are like tight with money, tight with different things, but this is the time of the year where you just have to keep on pouring in. You know, it's kind of like, and Kathy always explains this to managers, but whenever you're starting a Cutco business or any business in general, you're kind of like a farmer. And a farmer, you know, they know you're not going to get the crop in the next like month or two. They have to go and they have to prep the land or do all that stuff that farmers do that have no idea what the heck it is. But the point is they have to keep pouring into it, and then eventually, you know, the crops grow. The good thing about Cutco is that it only takes 3 weeks. So for us, this is our week 3. Even though it's only week 2 of the fall, we've been building the fall since right before CFC. So we nailed the transition pretty well. You know, we could have done a little bit of a better job, but everybody's pretty new, so I wasn't expecting any like crazy numbers or anything. But this week is our pop week. So if we nail this week and nail next week, we should be good to go, and we can ride that momentum wave. So what we're going to need this week is not to take our foot off the gas pedal. I know I sent a message to Zach, Zyla, and Austin, who have really been the backbone of the office for the last 3 weeks or so, but we really need a strong campus presence tomorrow to make sure that we're still collecting names. And this week we're going to rock training. Zyla and I, we're going to get a shit ton of PR names so we can keep adding fuel to that fire. And then next week we need to go hard on campus, for one more week. One more week of like 7 a.m. campus, and then we can shift over to like 9, 10 a.m. campus as long as we're getting a solid amount of names. But we just need that big surge of names right now. So thank you so much for your guys' help so far. I've never been a part of a fall where the first 3 weeks we launched more than 7 people. So we had 8, 11, and 10, which is awesome. This next week or this Friday, I want to launch at least another 10 more, but I think we can definitely have more than that. Some highlights from training this week: Zach had a 4 out of 4, 100% show, which is obviously off the charts awesome. Zyla had a 5 out of 8, 63% show, also way above the average, so nice job there. Then Austin, who was really in charge of the first day of training, had 100% back to the second day of training, which, just so you guys know, a good launch, like if you're a good manager, you'll have a 75% launch. So Austin, nice job with 100% launch. And then Zyla backing that up with collecting 650-ish PRs, and then Austin finishing that up with another 150 PRs with the 2 other kids that we launched. So we had 800 PR names this week, over 100 campus names, 100% launch, 53% show overall to training, which is 7% above the standard. So really, really solid job. I know it doesn't seem like it's good right now, but in a couple weeks when we're shipping like 17 to 25K new business weeks, it's all going to be worth it, I promise. So we do have a couple of areas of opportunity, and I'm sure you guys can identify a few of them. I don't want to do all the talking and tell you guys what you're doing wrong, because I feel like the best way to learn is for you to discover your mistakes on your own. So I guess feedback from you guys: what do you think are things that could be going better right now in the office, whether on a recruiting standpoint, sales standpoint? What do you see as a couple areas of opportunity, things we could improve on?
Sales.
Okay, a little bit more specific. So, like, is it from new class? Is it current team?
New class getting up to speed, and I know, like, myself personally, just the staff being able to sell more.
Okay, so staff sales, new class. What else?
I would say
What's that, Austin?
I would say event attendance.
Event attendance. Okay, that's a good one. What else?
I'd say really making sure that everyone is hitting their 5 PRs a day. That's a really big one.
That's huge. All right, so 5 PRs a day. Anything else? There's no wrong answer, by the way. Everything could be wrong. You don't know. Anything else? So we have sales from the new class, so driving that new class first week in sales, staff getting on board with selling, event attendance, and then 5 PRs a day. How do we feel? Go ahead. Yeah.
PDI. I think PDI should be a lot more of really kind of relating to the rep and really talking about them and see how they're feeling, instead of just like, hey, what's your schedule for today?
So kind of what we spoke about today?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that kind of like, it really opened my eyes, because when I was talking, like I had like a 15-minute long conversation with Alec, like an almost 15-minute long convo with another new rep. Yeah. And it was really good. And they told me at the end, like, wow, thank you. Like, I really needed this. And they felt a lot better about it. And I think that that's a good way to start driving the new reps to doing more and selling more and just doing better in general.
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes ever is, you don't build a business, you build people, and then the people build the business. So it's like, if you just attract great people and you have great people and you build them up and make them feel really good, they're going to naturally help you build the business. So it's kind of like, what are we doing to fuel our people? What are we doing to help them grow? Or are we just that other job that everybody, has to clock in and out of? Or are we that life skills job that we promote so heavily, in training and in the interviews? So I think it's good that was a good point, and we'll go over that today. So anything else? I think this is a good starting point here. Yes? Cool. So I'll tell you guys, this is similar to the stuff that I had written down, but I think the biggest thing, for me at least, as a manager, mentor, coach, whatever, is just I don't think I've done a good enough job so far really teaching you guys how to become business owners. So there's a difference between working in the office as an assistant manager or really training to become a business owner, whether it's to run a branch, to run a district office or whatever. I think there's power in learning that now, even though you're not necessarily needing to be fully in charge or having to be here all the time. There's different things that business owners do to drive the business, even if they're not there. And the number one thing that I'll tell you that I think everybody needs to kind of adopt is really taking ownership of the office. Think about it like this: whether you're in the office or whether you're on schedule or off schedule, it's like, if I were the owner of this office, like, what would I be doing right now, or what can I do right now to help, increase the results of the organization, and I think the first thing that you need to ask yourself is, do you know what's happening? And whether it's with specific reps, whether it's with recruiting, whether it's with sales, I think it's good to be in the know of everything that's happening, even if you're not in the office. So there should never be a time where I say, and it could be any one of you, where I'm like, hey, what's the sales projection for this week? Where it's like, oh, I don't know. I feel like there's certain numbers that, you should be aware of all the time. Like, for example, for me, things that, and you can even say, okay, what would Mary Lou ask me today? So if it's Monday, what are numbers I always ask for? So it's Monday morning, it's like 10 a.m. What am I asking about?
Like sales for the week, where are we at?
Well, what action are you doing on Monday morning, like at 10 a.m.?
Oh, campus.
Yeah, so what am I asking?
Where are we at with names?
Where are we at with names, right? So that's what, and you always look at recruiting and you look at sales. So there's two aspects. And then when you get a little bit more advanced, you can look at, okay, where's my development? Where's, other things. But I think the number one thing is, like, how many names are we collecting every single day? That's a good number to know. How many demos do we have for that day? Think about the numbers that drive the business. Also, receptionist stuff. Don't think to yourself, oh, well, we have Lorena. She'll do it. She'll take care of it. She'll talk to the receptionist. Think about it like this. Has like your mom or dad ever told you something and then you didn't listen to them? Somebody else told you the same thing and you listened to them because it wasn't the person nagging you all the time? Or maybe you've done that with a rep before where you're like, oh my God, I told you that. And then I come in and I'm like, oh yeah, just do this. And then you're in your head like, told them that already, and then they do it. Like, I feel like that's how you feel with Zia. You're like, I told him that, and then I go and I sit with him for 20 minutes and he's like, oh, that's how you do it. And you're just like, are you serious? And then he goes and like has like a grand week or something, but it's there's a power in them hearing it from other people besides Lorena. And sometimes if we just like leave everything to her, she becomes a nagging mom versus like actually being able to dive in and help them. So when it comes from you, first of all, even though it kind of sucks for results to be addressed, they like when you guys give them attention other than just Lorena. So we have receptionist numbers, recruiting stuff, sales stuff. Just you want to be in the random know with everything. So I think that's something that's going to help take the office to another level, because it's different when you know what's happening, because you can just come into the office and know exactly what needs attention versus coming here and being like, well, I just have that interview and I just have to do PDI or whatever. Maybe that day you found out we were really low on names or we were really low on set number for interviews, then that might take priority over doing PDI on like a Friday afternoon. Maybe there's not that many people set for the interview and you're like, oh shit, I need to sit here and make calls. So by being in the know, it'll just help you prioritize things so you can then drive better results, which even happen. Like sometimes I find things out and then I call you guys and I'm like, wait, no, don't do that. Just do this instead and then do XYZ. Is because something else just might take more priority. But I think as you guys are training to learn how to become business owners, like I mentioned, you just want to be in the know with everything at all times. So it's like, yes, it might be your day off. Yes, you might not be in, but if you really truly want to make this like a magical fall where we like break records, do all the shit that we want to do, you have to, be in the know. I'm like 1,200 miles away in Miami, and some of our reps don't even know that I'm out of town because I'm like still kind of like on them a little bit and still managing them, even if it's just through text message, like, hey, rock your calls, now's a good time to make lunch calls, whatever it is. But however you can still be a presence without being actually here, that's what a business owner is. It's not about like working super hard like all the time, like being here 24/7. Like in the beginning of the office stages, yeah, but after a little bit, our schedules are going to become a little bit more lenient. We're going to be able to sell more. It'll be a lot more fun. And that's my favorite thing about the end of October and then November and December. But in order to get to that point, we do need to put that work in now. We do need to be in the know. So let's talk a little bit about, I think the biggest thing right now is I'd probably say staff sales, the new class and PDI kind of go together. And then event attendance, and then with 5 PRs a day, just do it, plain and simple. If you don't do it, we're not going to have a good team. So let's talk a little bit about event attendance. So what do you think we can do to increase event attendance in the office? What are some ideas? Anything?
Like for us personally, like what can we say to them to get them to come, or what can we physically?
Anything. Any ideas?
I think just like more constant reminders. Sometimes, at least for me, anyways, I feel like, oh, okay, well, it's Tuesday, let's say it's BDI, let's remind us about the meeting, but I think it's something that, we should drop hints in and talk about, almost every day.
Okay, so reminding them a little bit further in advance.
Yeah.
Event attendance is stuff like CFC and stuff like that, or
That and also like team meeting. I think the biggest event we're having trouble with right now, and we really need to start driving home, is PSP, because we're losing. Just so you guys know, the way the week breaks down is Tuesday is typically a pretty good sales day for most offices, and so we need to make sure that we're getting people to PSP to set up that first half of the week. Imagine if we had people that were like already on the newsletter by the time they came into team meeting on Wednesday. That was like a huge promotion in Miami for a while, where it was like, can you be on the newsletter by the time you come into team meeting? And we would have like a giant recognition, and it was awesome, but that never happened unless we had PSP. Also at PSP, that's our time to have like PCs with them, and kind of evaluate their business. And yeah, we'll do it like every other week or so. We'll sit down with them and look at their stuff and whatever, but that's the weekly meeting that we're supposed to have with them and assess each week's results. So PSP for sure. I think one thing about events to get easier attendance is we need to make the event a good event, So I don't like running. I don't like running the meeting. I hate it. I hate running meetings. I'll open them. I'll recognize people, but I like other people to talk to, and I don't like running the whole entire meeting. It drives me nuts. I like other people up here. Even like with training, I'm very interactive. I love for them to role play a lot. I don't like being up here talking the whole time. So I'd love for you guys to like come up with ideas of maybe a talk you want to give or whatever. I do like for the next 3 weeks of September still having that drill in there. How do you guys like having the drill in team meeting? I feel like it's been helping a lot. Yes, we like it. At least for the next 3 weeks until September's over, because that's kind of like, I guess, the theme, like master your skills in September. So I think we should leave that there. But do you guys have any other ideas maybe for the actual like agenda for team meeting? You think that might amp it up a little bit?
I don't have like a specific idea, but I do think that we should throw something in there, like instead of it just being like 1, 2, 3, and then we're done. Like I think we should throw, I don't know, I don't want to say like an incentive, but something similar to an incentive to make them be like, oh yeah, I want to go to team meeting so I can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know what that would be, but something like that.
A raffle.
Raffles are
an
awesome.
Attendance raffle. You're here, you get a ticket.
Yeah.
Or I mean, we can say like as soon as you walk in you get a ticket, then every Zemo you book you get a ticket or something. If you're on time you get 2 tickets.
If you're early you get 3.
If you're early, you get 3. If you have a demo booked in advance, maybe we can make like a list of things, and then it's like if you do X, Y, Z. If you had a grand week last week, you get an extra ticket. I don't know. What can we give away every week? It could be what's like $5?
Gift
Like
cards.
Aaron, a what? Paring knife?
Like
I'm not gonna give a
$5
paring knife every single
for-
week.
We'll make it like not just a
$15
weekly thing.
Starbucks gift card.
Yeah,
or-
$5 gas card.
Like
Gas
yeah,
card?
like a $5 gas, like a $10 Starbucks.
Or I can just get the
card.
$5 that people give me for peelers, and I can literally give away cash.
I mean, that would work.
I mean, you guys are like
Change it
$5. Like
Yeah.
these
I mean,
kids are like
yeah.
seniors in high school. Like they're like they think anything is awesome. I don't know.
Dude, I just got $5 at work today.
Ew.
They would be like, "Why? I showed up."
Golly. I don't know. So I don't know. We can give away anything. I mean, I have like a ton of random shit around the office. I can give away trimmer sheets. I can give away school supplies.
That's a good one. Go to the Target, that little place where it's like $1 to $5,
would
and
not
just
be
get a
Or the
bunch of
99-cent store.
it.
Oh, I'm sure I could find a ton of cool stuff
wouldn't
there.
Get too crazy
Are you
about school
joking? If I
supplies.
could
Let's just
win
do that.
like a pack of markers, I would be here like an hour.
Okay, but that's the difference between
You
markers.
90%.
if
Well,
you were handing
here-
out $10, I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna run that yellow line.
What if
so
we
I
had a
can get there on
mystery
time.
box? Like I raffle a prize and I raffle a name. So they don't know what the prize is, but it could be like, and I'll put some expensive shit on there, but I won't actually put it in the box. Yeah, but it makes them excited. Like you could win, I don't know, like a roll up or something. And one week I'll actually do it. Like I'll take one expensive thing out, but I can have random stuff. Like I remember we used to have for a whole month in the Miami office, we did like Cutco bingo, and we had like empty blue book binder, cutting board, piece of leather, like I don't know, some random stuff, red felt. I don't know. It was funny because then somebody would like win a blue book and they're like, I don't know what to do with another blue book. Riddy said, give away cool plastic cups. I guess she's watching our live stream. Cool plastic cups. That's random.
They have those at like Kroger. You can literally get them for $1.
Yeah.
Like 99¢, and they're cute. They have like Disney princesses and Nickelodeon stuff and like Halloween style cups. Like that's where we get all of our cups from Mom's house. They're so cute.
Okay, well,
They are.
I like the idea about like we have like a
Yeah.
list of things and like if you do XYZ, you can get X amount of tickets. You guys like that?
Raffles are fun.
Cool. So that'll help. Raffles are fun. So let's so who wants to volunteer to come up with a list? All right, Zyla, the list queen. So
It's gonna be like 5 pages long.
no,
I'm just
let's
kidding.
limit it
What
to
is
10
this?
things.
Oh my
10
God.
things.
All right.
10 and that's it. So the max they can get upon entering is 10 tickets. Holy shit. Oh, oh dear.
Yes.
So make a list of prizes and a list of things that they can do to acquire more tickets. And then, okay, cool. So I like that. And I like what Austin said about starting to confirm them earlier. That's a huge, huge thing for sure. And then constantly promoting the next event. So I like this that Zyla made a team night out schedule. So Zyla so willingly put together a team night out schedule that includes wings every
Yes.
Thursday.
The first one.
But it's fun activities that we can do that require little to no money, that are just fun things to get the team together. Ideally, I like everybody there, including assistant manager. So some people are like, oh, team night out is to have fun with your people. Yes, but what else is team night out for? Do you guys know?
Team building.
Sure. Developmental conversations is what it's for. I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if any of you guys, but I don't know if you can recall a time where you were just kind of hanging out with your manager and they were like, hey, have you ever thought about, like, I don't know, being an assistant manager? I don't know, I think you'd be good at that. Yeah, right? Well, most of the time those conversations happen not like a planned PC, but they happen kind of on the fly, you know, where you're like, have you ever thought about being a branch manager? Like, that'd be pretty cool if you did that. And then they're like, you know, like, I think it was like, I don't know if it was John Austin or Matthew, but one of them, I was like, did you ever thought about, like, instead of selling 10, like, selling 15 grand for the push? That'd be pretty cool. And they're like, you think I can do that? And I'm like, yeah. And then 15K push, boom. It just happens. So it's the time where you get with the reps to help them think bigger. And what's the benefit of them thinking bigger about, or like having something they're excited about?
They do better.
They do better. They sell because they have that carrot dangling in front of them. I was talking to a DM in, I don't know, somewhere where you have a real strong Southern accent. I don't know where it's. I don't know if it's like Mississippi or somewhere. But I was talking to her, and she's like, "So how do you like get them excited about stuff, or like how do you get them to keep booking demos even if they have a lot of money?" And I'm like, "Well, that's easy. You just need to give them something to fight for, you know? Like if they're and it's really simple. It's just asking them like, hey, like why are you here in Cutco? Is it money? Is it experience? And finding whatever goal you can come up with to like dangle in front of them to get them excited. That's what's going to help them sell more. But whenever we're at team meeting, the chatter needs to be all about like, dude, am I going to see you at team night out tomorrow? And if somebody says no, it's like, what? Why? What are you doing tomorrow night? And if they have like a demo or something, you're like, oh, okay, fine. Or meet us afterwards. We'll still be there. But the more people we can get to team night out, the better our team is going to be, and the more fun we're going to have too. Like it sucks when you come in and like nobody knows each other. It's awkward. You know, I don't know if you can remember The Office during like peak times of the summer and even College Station where it's like just that fun energy. Like nobody wants to come here and make calls. Like it sucks and everybody knows it, but we like all do it together. You know.
That's what I was
So-
saying the other day. I miss summer because I miss going down there and making phone calls of all things. With,
Yeah.
Like Sean Austin and Charles and all of them.
Yeah, you guys are the ones that set the tone for that, by the way. That's not me. I'm, like, not the fun one at all. I'm only the fun one if there's a mean one there. Like, and even this summer, like, Kathy had to be the fun one sometimes because I was very, like, whatever. But, like, you guys are the ones that create that culture. So I'm going to be the one to, like, I'll have all the hard conversations. I'll tell people they suck, like, whatever. But you guys are literally there to make sure everyone's having fun and that the culture is good in the office. So if we do that, I think we're going to get a lot more people to events. I don't know. What do you guys think? Cool. So this week, Zyla said that we're going to order wings in and we're going to have poker night. I personally don't know how to play poker. Does anybody
Texas Hold'em
So bring
is
some
so
money.
easy.
bring some money? No.
We don't have to do real money. We can do other stuff.
Monopoly
because-
money. Cutco bucks.
Cutco bucks. That works.
I'll give everyone 200 Cutco bucks to start.
Yeah.
We'll have a side pod.
Should have real money going. Like, not like whole like $20 and stuff, but like cents.
$5 buy-in.
I can do that.
$5 buy-in is not bad.
Some of us are
Whatever.
like,
Who has
borderline
poker
broke.
chips?
I have some.
You? Okay, bring some on Thursday. So poker night in and we'll order wings. Everyone will pitch in and I'll just get like a shit ton of wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. Then next week we're going bowling and ordering wings there. Then
She likes
She
wings.
wanted wings on every.
because that's the
Oh,
thing, it's like Thursday wing night. Like
I printed out
that's what
and
it
I
is.
reprinted it like 3 times. She's like, no, that needs to say
Wednesday,
wings.
like
More
the
wings
team meeting happens at like
4 to 7. I know you're in something or other.
class.
Yeah.
Literally in that time.
Yeah, but then you could just come hang Thursday, and it's all chilling. Then on the 29th, we have team dinner, which is obviously a Buffalo Wild Wings. The next week after, we have board games. Then we have scavenger hunt. Then we have game night. Then we have the haunted house, which is close to Halloween. This week, I put football theme for tomorrow's team meeting because we need to celebrate the best season of all sports seasons, which started. So wear your football jersey tomorrow, and we'll send a text out tonight so people wear. If you don't have a football jersey, at least wear something with like a team logo. I don't know, just don't be lame. What do you want next week's theme to be so we can promote it? Hawaiian.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Okay.
I second
Okay.
it then. All right.
Okay. Well, next week is the start of the SLC push, which is pretty freaking pumped up.
So
So
we need to have like a
Hawaiian.
slogan for every theme and what it's relating to.
I'll figure all that out.
The slogans.
Hawaiian.
I can honestly
Okay.
come up with themes. This is stuff that I used to do like in high school. I can do all
Okay,
of this.
you're in charge with Zach.
Hawaiian
There, put you in charge with Zach.
with Zach.
Yeah, not without Zach with a K, which I found out the other day it's with a K. That's why I started texting you with a K. I was like, I wanted to know I know how to spell his name. Okay, so Zach with a K. All right, cool, perfect. So we got team meeting figured out then. This week's football theme, excuse me, football theme. I put on the team meeting scoring touchdowns as one of the talks. Basically, scoring touchdowns basically is another way of saying like selling more sets. So I'm gonna teach them like dropping down and then building back up so they can sell more sets this weekend. I'd like to not be the one to like kick off the team meeting. Would anybody like to volunteer to kick off the team meeting and go through like reports and congratulate people and make them feel excited?
I can do that.
All right, Zach, I need you to be the hype man. You've seen a lot of DJs, so I know you know how to do this and be the hype man. So,
Gotcha.
All right, cool. So
Need some fun cannons.
So the welcome is going to be Zach, Sack, with a K. Sack. His name is Sack. That's funny. Okay. I'll do welcome and recognition. Okay, and then I'll do the next section, which will be the selling sets, which is Chang. And then we've got Zach, Zyla, Austin, and then Stacy if her pink eye recovers, myself, Chavez, and then I think Isaac and Allie are coming tomorrow. They can help us with like the 8, 9, and 16 like drill for skill stuff. So I still want to do that. So drill for skill, that's everybody involved. So drill for skill, that's all of us. And then who does somebody want to give a why I'm excited for SLC push, pump up, boom, boom, boom? Austin, Zyla,
Austin.
Chavez,
Austin.
I
Chave.
vote Austin.
Austin.
Austin. Dang,
listen?
he's not even listening to us.
Dang, Austin, like that though. Fine. Am I electing Chavez right now?
Yes, you are.
What? What am I doing?
Why I'm excited for SLC push. It starts next Tuesday.
Are you asking me to answer that?
No, I'm saying
Wait,
can
Austin,
you
this is
talk
fine.
about that tomorrow at team meeting?
Oh, yeah, I can.
But I need you to be like motivating.
Oh man,
Like
it's all over.
motivating?
Like get them excited, like why SLC push is gonna be freaking great. It's the only national push of the fall. It's your chance to make a statement to Kathy and Mary Lou to become an assistant manager or top sales leader.
You just nailed it.
I know, but
How much
I
is
can't. I always say that.
Oh,
You're what?
I'm excited about making a lot of.
Talk about that. What ifs? It just needs to come from somebody that's not me. I talk too much. All right, Chavez is on SLC duty.
I'm
SLC.
here, by the way.
Oh, you
We're
back.
not on you anymore, Austin.
My
Um.
heads are full and I was like, I can't unsee myself.
Okay, cool. So we've got. So I think we nailed event attendance now. Do we all kind of have a clear, whatever? Cool. All right. So let's talk a little bit about PDI effectiveness, and then we'll wrap up with a little bit of drill, not too much. But so Zyla, share with us your experience today on PDI. Share with them what I taught you today.
So basically, PDI for me today, and I didn't reach a lot of people, but those that I did have really good conversations with them, and it was more of like, I didn't even ask them about their schedules. Like, that's how used to it they are. Like, they're like, hey, Zyla, okay, so I have this many demos. Like, I didn't even have to ask them, but I was like, okay, well, that's cool. And I was just like, I just wanted to call and see how your weekend went. They were telling me, like, oh, well, I did this yesterday, but this is what went wrong. And, like, for Alec, it was, like, he had a really, really bad phone time. And then for Shay, which is a new fast starter, he just had no sales, but he got a lot of recommendations. So they're just kind of telling me, like, what kind of bums them out. And for me, I was just, like, for both of them, it was kind of the same thing. It was just like, okay, well, in terms of sales, it's just a numbers thing. And I basically went through the whole spiel on how he shouldn't be discouraged and, really highlighting his positive thing of the weekend, which is getting a lot of recommendations. And then for Alec, same thing, like not every phone time goes great. And they were telling me they had talked to people like Zach and I think Shay had even talked to Isaac. And they were telling him the same thing, like the Cutco karma, like, you got to have your bad days to have your good ones, and really just kind of highlighting what they've been doing well, instead of making them feel like, okay, well, this is what we should do then to make sure they, I mean, that's a good thing too, is
Yeah.
giving them suggestions, but really highlighting what they were doing well, making them feel like, the weekend wasn't a complete failure. Definitely helps them. And I know like Shay was really appreciative at the end of that. And Alec always calls me when he needs like a boost, because he knows that I'll sit there for like 10 minutes just telling him how great he is and like all the good things that he does, and basically just giving him a bunch of advice on how to fix whatever is going on. So a lot of it is just, making them feel better about what went wrong, which isn't that hard because we all go through it. So
yeah. So first, really PDI is should be a lot less of getting their schedules, because we'll get that on Wednesdays and Sundays. It's more of just like, hey, I just wanted to see if the schedule's the same still, or if you added any more demos to it. And what PDI really is, it's emotional management.
Yeah.
That's all it is, and that's what I was explaining to Zyla today. Like sometimes I've had like different assistant managers be like, Mary Lou, like not in a rude way, but like what do you do exactly like all day? And I'm like, well, I emotionally manage all of your asses and everybody else, and it really takes a lot from you. You can ask Zyla. It's like whenever, and you guys have probably dealt with a rep before, where like you have to sit there and like tell them how awesome they are. And some conversations can be draining, while others can be real energy giving. Like with some of the good kids that we have, a lot of them like will get you excited. You're like, shit, I want to go out and sell some freaking knives, And I'm sure that's how you feel after some of those conversations. But with first weekend, so Zach, I know you mentioned like staff sales, new class sales. So just with the PDI in general, it's really just hearing them out and letting them like vent pretty much. And then once they're done with everything, and my favorite thing to ask them is just like, okay, and what else? And what else? And what else? And just until they have nothing left to say. And you can like even take notes on the stuff they're saying, and then you can say, okay, well, and don't be that like person that's like, well, you're wrong. This is how it is. You kind of lay it out like that. It's more like, hey, I totally understand. And I don't know if you guys have ever learned the objection cycle before, but you always agree with them, talk logically, and then you close again. So always agree with them. Like, hey, totally understand how you feel. Like I've definitely felt that way in many situations or different times in my career throughout Vector. However, just to shed a little bit of light on your situation, and then be like, so how do you feel about that? Or tell me more. After hearing that, what are you thinking? What are you thinking now? They'll tell you. But more of our PDI needs to be more geared towards that, especially the longer that they're here. So don't worry too much about teaching them over the phone. They're here every Wednesday to learn. They're here every Sunday to learn. We'll have PCs with them, and they're going to learn. Don't worry too much about like getting their schedule so much as holding them accountable to it, because we should have gotten their schedule on Wednesday. We should have confirmed their schedule on Sunday. And remember that most of these kids' schedules are going to be the same every week. So if you know their schedule, you can literally just be like, so is your schedule the same this week, or did anything change? 99% of the time, it's the same, unless they have like finals or a family vacation or something like that, in which case you just put that in the notes. But for the most part, you're just holding them accountable to their goal. So the conversation should go more like, hey, Zyla, just wanted to check in, whatever. I know you wanted to have 5 demos tomorrow, so you have 3. What was your plan to make it happen? Cool. But that's how the calls should end. How all, bless you, calls should start is more like, hey, Zyla, how are you? And they'll always tell you something cucko. They'll be like, oh, well, this week was good. I had XYZ. And I always like to stop, and I'm like, no. Like, I don't care. How are you doing? Like, how was your day? Like, how was your weekend? And they're like, oh, it was really good. They kind of get surprised when you don't like talk to them about work. So I think that's also something that will help us build our people, is building relationships with them. It's like John Maxwell always says, like, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Like, it doesn't matter what you teach them. If they don't know that you like actually care about them as a person, they're not going to want to listen to you at all. So you just need to build relationships with them. And then the more you gain trust, the more they're going to listen to what you have to say. Beyond, like, it's more powerful to teach somebody through that versus any kind of whatever title or authority that you might have over them. Like, yeah, people are going to listen to me because I run the office, versus you guys, they interact with you guys more on a daily basis, and you guys can be that nagging mom, but if you build a good relationship with them, they're going to be more open to listening to you. So, but that all gets set up in their first weekend. Something I was going to ask you guys is, and you can vote yes or you can vote no. I really don't care how we do it as long as it gets done. Do you guys want to split into teams? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Why? And then why would it not be a good thing? I have my pros and cons.
Splitting up into a team would just me personally, if I know like people I'm supposed to be focusing on, things like that, make it a lot easier for me rather than just going through lists of people.
Okay, so you guys have more focused
Yeah,
attention?
I think for teams, it's always good, not necessarily just for us, but also for reps, for them to have that one person that they really kind of, I don't want to say like depend on, but that one person they go to and that one person that's always, checking on them.
Mm-hmm.
Having that one-on-one, it's kind of like with students, like people learn better if it's one-on-one, and with reps, I feel like they would just feel better and they would also do better if it's one-on-one. One con, I would say, is just assistant managers and like staff in general wouldn't know what's going on with everyone, and that's like that bugs me. Like when I can't do PDI, when I have to split PDI because I don't know what's going on with everyone. So that's like the only con that teams would be for me. It's just not knowing everyone's like story and what's going on with everyone in detail.
Gotcha.
Well, if the AMs talk amongst each other, then everyone would be.
Well, yeah, but I like personally talking with people, and I get a lot more from talking with someone than getting it from someone else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also that's why we have web PDI. So if you want to know what's happening on someone else's team, you should be able to easily go in there and read it. My biggest concern with teams is some people might be more dedicated to their teams than others. And it's, it could just be a time thing. And I know that some people are more dedicated to being on staff than other people are, and that's totally fine. But I think tonight I'll split the teams up. I guess it sounds like you guys want to do teams, but I want to know an amount of people that you're comfortable handling. Because some of you might be busier than others. So I'd say, like, if you're, like, for sure, Zyla, like, you, me, Austin, and probably Zach. I don't know that it really matters how many people are on there. Because whatever, the busier ones are like Joe, Stacy, John Austin are more like the busier ones. So I think for some of you, it could even be like 3 people. But just a number that you feel comfortable that you can at least touch base with them once a day. And if you couldn't for whatever reason, picking up the phone and calling, hey, Zyla, Zach, or Austin, Mary Lou, can't take care of my team today. Can you guys cover that for me? So I guess yes on teams then. So I'll split teams tonight. So team split. And then I wanted to get feedback from Zyla on using the sales tracker.
I love it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You
Like,
remember in the summer I would write your names on little boxes with your times?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Like every day I'd be like, wait, don't leave yet. What time do you have demos? Hold on a second. And I'd write it all down. Yeah, so.
I like that so much. I think it's a lot easier than web PDI, because on PDI you have to go through and like click and then scroll, and on the tracker you're literally just looking at the entire day. It's on one paper. And so for me, it was so easy for me to just like touch base with people and, tell them, hey, good luck in your demo, have fun. Or text them like, hey, how did your demo go? I didn't hear from you. And I got like people that had sales and didn't tell anyone they had sales. And then that's why like I would text a group me like, oh yeah, and earlier so-and-so made a sale, or earlier so-and-so got this many recommendations, because they don't let anyone know. So for me, it was like looking at it, okay, who has a demo or who had a demo in the past like 2 hours? And then I go and I talk to them if I hadn't talked to them already.
So my question with this is, do we want one office sales tracker, or do you guys want a sales tracker per team?
Like for our personal team members? I think for our personal team members, that would be cool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, so I'll get some printed tomorrow.
Good way to keep track.
And then I'll have one general one with everything. And then I'll just get the update from you guys. Okay, so split trackers. But that means I need, like, here's the deal. We need that group me being blown up on the weekend. So as soon as things happen, and I love, by the way, that we've been recognizing people for the amount of recommendations that they've been getting, so they don't feel bad about their sales or anything. They're just still pumped with the amount of recs they're getting and stuff. Makes them feel really good. So let's continue doing that. But any positive thing, even if it's a peeler, like, we need to recognize them. You know, they still made a sale. They still contributed. And I think that's the reason why Emily is still around. 'Cause she, like, sucked ass her first weekend, like, sold a peeler. But, like, we recognize the shit out of her, like, all the time. And even this past weekend, only sold $400. And she's, like, super excited and, like, just motivated about life in general. So,
Is that the horse girl?
the which one?
The girl with the horse.
No, it's Katie. Katie is motivated by, like, anything. So you're like, Katie, guess what? We're getting a free bottle of water today. Oh my God, what? How do I get that?
She has a whole story
Yeah.
for it.
So let me tell you one
I
time.
had a bottle of water
Yeah.
on the street.
That's literally something she
That's
would say.
exactly how it happens. That's hilarious. So, okay, cool. So I guess we're going to split trackers then. And then do you guys like having how we had at the last meeting, like the Thursday goal, the Friday goal, the
Yes.
demo countdown thingy?
I did that in day 2 training, and that's why they had booked so many demos. They wanted to go up there and like cross stuff off and like ring the frickin' bell. And frickin' Michael had 11 demos before he left.
Michael Adams.
No, Michael
Plevins.
All of them I've seen, by the way.
He's very
We got to see. I don't know. I might fight you for him. I don't know. I don't even know if I'll get a team. We'll see. My team might just be you guys. I don't know.
I like that.
We'll see. We'll see. Okay, cool. So we'll continue to do that. And then the last thing I want to do is kind of just walk through some people on the team, just so I know who everybody is and that we all know who everyone is. So we're all in the know. Cool. So Anthony, that's Katie's PR.
He currently does not have a phone, so he cannot be making phone calls. He actually texted me while I was out of town and asked, like, he finished his training. He's like, is there any way that I can, like, postpone my fast start and, like, starting until next week? Because right now he doesn't have a phone.
Is he getting one?
Yeah, he's getting one just right now.
Will he be here tomorrow? Oh, we don't know.
I haven't, like, I called the number earlier. It's his mom's number, and she was at work, so I need to.
I guess also we can make a note for yourself to touch base with Katie and have her talk to him at school.
Okay.
But that's Katie's PR. Did he ship anything this week?
I don't think he did.
No?
Just because he didn't make calls.
Okay. And anybody besides Zyla is more than welcome to pitch in this conversation. Who's Christina Roberts?
She is Josh Cheese. Sorry, I recruited her at
Oh, okay.
Josh was there when I was on campus, and he was like, "Hey, this is my friend Christina. She wants a job."
Oh, cool.
So technically, Josh is PR, but I'm going to take her since he works here.
True.
Yeah. So she's awesome. She just did not have that great of the first weekend. She got recommendations. She just sold.
So Anthony, how much can we project for him to ship this week? You put 500.
I would say like at
Anybody? Do you know who that is? No.
Yeah, I'd say that's about
500. And then she put Christina at 1,000. And Austin, since you helped train them, please give input too. Christina, you should put
Christina,
1,000.
she had demos where she forgot her price list. So I'd say 1,000 is probably
But she's
You're like, she's a dumbass, so let's put her at $100.
She's like, hey, I need the price on this. And I was like, what? It's on your price. She's like, yeah, I don't have that. Okay,
Golly.
but she's so close to the
Okay,
deal,
so mental note. Let's make sure they leave with all materials. I know I need to make rec sheet copies. I'll do that all in the
Yes.
morning. I'll get all that. Philo, you have him at 500, but he's at 449 for the week. It says on Vector
Yeah.
Connect.
we closed on the set last night.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay,
yeah, I know he had called me.
let's put him at 1,000. Does that sound about right? All right, Hakima 250,
No,
0,
her and Helena.
50
Her
bucks.
and her sister are like, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna say 250 is like all goes.
Here's the deal: we
perfect.
can't have any more 0 sellers. Like
I know,
everybody
like,
that
that's
starts in our team
250.
needs to sell something.
They're gonna have at least an order this week. I know that.
Okay, should I put
So-
100 for both of them?
Okay, 100 sounds a little better.
Logan, who's that? He's one of the ones that launched with Austin on Sunday, right?
He's
You want to tell us about him, Austin?
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, look, it's got some good people to see and everything. like definitely for this week, didn't have a problem hitting 1,000. I would say like on a good end, he can probably hit 2K.
Okay, cool. So we'll put him at 1,000. Michael Blevins, we put 1,500. That's on. Everybody's in agreement with that. Mitalia. Mitalia.
Like 500.
Zyla had her at 250. Where would you say, Austin? 250 or 500?
Hey, that would be nice.
All right, let's be realistic. They're not here right now, so
I haven't heard
250. Shahiriyara Khani.
Shay. Yeah, he's the one who was like really bummed out about his weekend, but he got a ton of recommendations.
So
He's
we
a sharp guy. He's got potential.
so 1,000.
I would say at least 1,000.
Sophia.
She's okay. I think she has good people. What did I put her at? 500.
1,000.
I put her at 1,000.
Let's put 500.
500.
Yeah. I put Alec at 1,500. I put Alec at 1,500. I think that's fine. He's somebody that could be on $1,500 strings. I also wanted to see who we can start targeting to win a scholarship this fall. Zach. You can't win a scholarship. However, you can still show up in the top 50. What? No, but you can still show up on the top 25. So I'd like to see you like ranking within those people. I think that'll be easy for you. Alec. He's our one of our scholarship winners this fall for sure. So we need to find 5 scholarship winners. Chavez, I put him at 2K for the week. He'll probably ship more. Obviously going to win a scholarship. Angelina, I'd like for her to keep up with everyone. Her biggest problem is that other job, and she doesn't like it, and she wants to quit it and only work in Cutco.
Yeah, well, that and she's the like caretaker in her family, so she has a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
And that kind of takes her away from working a lot.
Yeah, so I think once we get her like to her 3K promo, we'll have no problem keeping her on like $1,000 strings. Austin, I guess you already surpassed $1,000, so I'm gonna put you at 3K, my friend. Isaac, I put what? You already hit that?
Is that 2?
Yeah, you're at 2, right?
Yeah, that's 2. Yeah, I want to go for 4. You put me at 3.
I'm gonna put it for 4 now. You're fucked. Oh shit! I keep cursing on this damn live stream. I'm putting Isaac at 1,000, John A at 1,000, because John A, I know you're watching. You need to pay your car or whatever. Joe.
For this week,
500, 1,000, 1,000. Putting you down for 1,000. Katie, I want to get her back on 1,000. She should like $500 this past week. Michael Ames, I know, is here making calls, so I'm gonna put him at 1,000. I'm gonna call his ass and make sure he does that. Stacy, you're watching, 500 minimum, but get to 1,000. Zyla, 500. By the way, Kathy wanted me to implement this new rule. Okay, staff can't not have an order in on a week. Okay, if you don't have an order in on a week, you get a 1-week probation period. I will not take you off pay. If you go a second week without an order in, you will be taken off pay for that week. How can you resume pay? You enter an order in. I'll gladly put you back on, okay? So you get a 1-week probation, second week, no pay. Maria, I'm going to put 1,500. Toba, I thought he had demos. Like, what is he doing?
He said he had demos.
Somebody needs to have a conversation with him. This is a very good conversation to have with people like this. Sometimes it's like, what are you doing? Are you going to be here? Be like, if it's not for you, that's fine, man. Like, we still like you. Like, I'm not going to hate you. I'll write you a recommendation letter for something that you want. But if you want to be here, like, let's be here. I don't want you wasting your time here. Your time is precious. It is to everyone. So I don't want to waste your time. Don't waste my time. What are we going to do? I don't know. Who feels like they can have that conversation with him? You'd like to? Do you know him?
No,
No, I don't know him.
Then no.
Yeah, you're mean.
Zach?
Hey,
Okay,
I
tomorrow,
talked
like,
to
just
Zia.
pull him aside and be like, what are you doing,
He was
man?
cool with it.
Zia, I'm putting him at 1,000. Choba, I'm putting him at 0 pending conversation with Zach. Don't be mean to people you don't know. Zia, I'm gonna put 1,000. I think it was kind of good that I like kind of ignored him this week. I think he was just kind of like, because he had texted me and I was like, oh, sorry, I'm busy, can't talk. Because it's kind of like slap in his face because he thinks he's like the shit, but he's not, obviously.
I did that too.
Yeah, so I think it was kind of good a little bit for him. So I'm going to still kind of ignore him tomorrow, but I'll still make him feel kind of good. Emily, I'm going to put her 500. JD will be here tomorrow for team meeting, and he's one of those guys where, like, if I give him energy and attention, he'll do stuff. So he'll be here, put him at 500. Nastasha, I love her. Can we get her to do stuff? Because I want her to stick around. She's just so funny, secretly.
She's also like super shy.
100%
Like
shy.
weird shy. But, like, not
Very
like
weird.
but
No,
okay,
she's
okay,
weird.
I
It is a little
but,
weird.
like,
She's not here right now. She's weird.
okay, yeah. Definitely.
Can we get her to turn in order?
Yes.
Okay, I'm put her at 100. Nick Hunter, what's his deal?
Also
I'm
very
so-
weird.
Is he?
That's the black guy.
Can we get him to have his
With
first order?
Nastasha?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we have him to have his first order?
He's strange.
Yeah.
Put him at 100.
I think he's like a Zia. Like, he doesn't want to follow any direction.
Can we
He
send him
just wants
field
to do
training?
something.
We need to get field training going.
Well, he was supposed to field train with Winona, and I don't know whatever happened to that.
Okay, let's send him with someone else. Winona, I'm going to put at 500. I'll talk to her tomorrow. Annette,
Field training.
just send him with anybody. He just needs to see somebody do it. That's it. Annette,
I don't. She
Just
had
get her
a
kit
demo
back?
last night. No, she's the one who's doing that, like, only on weekends.
yeah, I know her deal, but like she can't just have a kit. So it'd be like, hey, if you're gonna do your own thing, that's cool. Buy your kit. If not, just turn it in and do virtuals. But I'm gonna put her at 0 for now. Desiree, I put 250. Gabby, I put 250. Israel.
No one's heard from him.
All right, let's get his kit back. 0. All right, so that puts us at 26,150 for the week. Let's say we're about $5,000 off. That's 21K. Let's say we only ship 20. We have a new class. We could squeeze 3 to 5K from the new class. That'll put us at 25,000. For new business, it's probably around 15,000, 16,000 in new business that we're looking at for the week, which would be right on our marker. Probably a little bit more, like 17, 18,000. So tonight I'll split the teams. Tomorrow we'll arrange the teams in Web PDI, and all you need to do is hold your guys accountable to their number. That's it. Get them excited. Get them to team night out.
Where are you putting those numbers?
So when you open Web PDI, you know it says AM, PM, then it says
Okay.
DG, and then it says CPO.
Gotcha.
So where it says CPO all the way down, I put the projections
Cool.
on there, and yep. So I think that I know today's GCLA meeting was a different pace, but I think we needed to really take a step back and evaluate where we were at with our team. So I think we were doing a solid job for a lot of you guys not knowing what the heck you were doing for the first few weeks, but now that we kind of got some wheels turning and some kids in, I think it's time to sharpen our skills with our management stuff. So we'll do drill and all that next week. I don't want to go over on time. But yeah, let's just make sure that we're holding people accountable to their numbers, that we're getting people to events, which is huge, so we can continue to have a rockin' week. Kathy texted me today, and I was like, don't worry, we got this. I was like, we're just building right now. This is our week 3, so this is our pop week. This is like where the magic's supposed to happen. And even if it doesn't, we can't take our foot off the gas pedal. We've got 2 solid weeks of recruiting of what they call the gold period. And then every week after next week becomes harder and harder to recruit more kids from campus. So we need as many campus people in as possible so we can freaking get all their PRs and continue to build this thing strong. So for those of you, John Boss said, put me at 700. What, JB? 700? Damn. All right. Let's put that in, JB. People are like, why do you call him JB, like Justin Bieber? I'm like, no, like John Bo's boss, the boss. Okay, so that would put us at 26,850. Freaking sweet. Awesome. So cool. Well, let's just make sure September 30th, the meeting. Do you want to do a team huddle? September 30th, the meeting with Kathy. Those that are in Austin, you guys need to drive down for that meeting on September the 30th. Those that are local, it's going to be from 3 to 8:30. It's a Friday. So 3 to 8:30, September the 30th. You will be drilled on the full interview that day. The things you need to have memorized: pre, post, intro.
What time did you say?
3 to 8:30. Pre-post intro you need to have memorized. Everything else, it can't look like you're reading it for the first time, okay? So all of you have at least one interview a week. Take advantage of that. Those in Austin, practice with each other. call one of the guys here that are actually running the interviews, ask them for help, FaceTime with them, practice with your stuffed animals, do whatever you have to do. Also, startup. What number do you have to be at in startup by September the 30th? 250. Most of you are already there. What did he say?
What'd you say?
500. So by September the 30th, you need to be at 250. I thought it was, but
500.
oh, it's 500. Oh, no.
What's 250 now?
But then you said anyone who's not at 500 is a bitch or something.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, I think.
Oh, like I said, anybody that's not at 500 is a bitch. I said that.
That's what he said.
I mean, maybe not word for word.
Probably word for word. Okay, cool. So let's do our best to get to 500 in startup, and we are wrapped up. Let's have a great week, everybody. Yay! Break.
When am I doing the speaking?